On today's episode of You Asked, what's a good TV that can double as a work monitor and gaming TV? Plus, an increasingly important question, what are some good TVs that don't spy on you? Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is You Asked, the show where we answer your tech questions. If you've got something you want to know, send your question to youasked@digitaltrends.com, and don't forget to tune into the show to see if your question has been selected. The first question comes from Raffin2040, and it's a valid concern across not just TVs, but lots of devices. Anyway, they say, do you know any good TVs to get that don't spy on you? Well, that's not very specific, but that does kind of make it easy. If you're looking for one under $1,000, and I'm assuming a 65-inch TV, the TCL QM7K is a good one. Even better, the Hisense U8QG is on a huge sale right now for less than $1,000. That's one of the best bangs for your buck available right now. And then, if you've got a bigger budget, several OLED TVs from LG, Samsung, and Sony are also great buys. The Samsung S90F is a great all-arounder with excellent color, so is LG C5, providing lots of premium features for less money than their flagship OLED TVs. But again, since you were pretty general, I don't know if I gave you the answer that you're looking for, but I can offer this. If you really want a TV that doesn't collect any information and throw targeted ads in your face, whatever you get, set it up in a dumb TV mode. We did a whole video about this not too long ago. This means you won't have a lot of the smart functions available and limited internet connectivity, and instead, the TV will essentially be a monitor. Then you can get a streaming stick or box like the Apple TV 4K or something from Roku or anything that will allow you to use all the familiar apps, YouTube TV, Prime Video, Netflix, etc. Although that presents another problem. That's foreshadowing. Otherwise, in terms of what you call spying on you, I guess that depends on what data you do or don't mind sharing. There's a whole rabbit hole we could, but won't completely go down here. In my opinion, it's not so much a specific TV brand that I'd be worried about having my data, but rather the operating system that the TV uses. Google and Amazon are big on collecting user data, but so are the others, because the goal is ultimately to create profiles based on our viewing habits, interests, political leaning, and more that can be sold. Sorry to get grim, that's just kind of what it is. Recommended best practices from experts, including the FBI, are to know exactly what your TV has access to, like a microphone or camera, and know how to turn those features off. Use unique passwords for logins, keep up with security patches and updates, and then know what data each app collects, because again, it's not just the TV that's the issue, it's the software that's on it or software you add to it by adding some of these apps. But even after all that, there's still a lack of transparency on what's still being shared and who has access to it. So the safest thing you can do is, again, disconnect from the internet. And unfortunately, even if you go the streaming box route, you'll still have to worry about apps there and the data they collect as well. And in saying all of that, while no one wants their TV spying on them, it's smart speakers and doorbell cameras and phones and different apps that we should be most wary of. But again, unless you've been extremely careful and consistent with how you share specific data, I don't know. Just seems like going out of the way to find a TV that doesn't spy on you is like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. The next question comes from Kelren Strider. My apologies if I didn't pronounce that correctly. They say, any recommendations for smaller TVs, say the 40 or 50-inch range in the cost-conscious realm? I'm in the unique situation where I'm needing a panel that can work at my desk and gaming after work. Thank you. No, thank you for sending in a question. Also, I'd imagine that situation is more common than you think. One of the best ways to make the most out of your space is to have a work monitor double as your gaming setup. Or maybe I should have said that the other way around. Who wants to work? We'd rather game. Anyway, there are some trade-offs with these options, but that's to be expected for the price. The first is the $200 43-inch Hisense QD6QF. It's a 4K LCD TV that runs Fire TV as its smart operating system. It does support HDR, including Dolby Vision, so if you're an Xbox gamer, that's a big plus. However, without local dimming, I wouldn't say this TV is something to write home about for HDR performance. But in game mode, there is a low input lag and support for a 60Hz refresh rate in 4K or 120Hz refresh rate in 1440p resolution. For the same price, there's also the TCL S551G that sports the same support for Dolby Vision and refresh rates in game mode. But without local dimming, again, don't expect the best HDR impact. Still, these are both good options that won't break the bank and should be solid as long as you're not demanding the best out of the best performance from your gaming TV. For a little more, the $300 50-inch TCL QM5K, a Best Buy exclusive model, does have local dimming for better contrast in HDR, and stepping up a little bit outside of your parameters, if you had the room and the budget for a 55-inch TCL QM6K at just $450, that would be the best option of the bunch. It's the only one of the four that I mentioned that supports a 120Hz refresh rate or faster in 4K, and its HDR performance is super solid. That actually leads us into our next question. BinU8074 asks, would you buy the TCL QM6K in 75 inches for $550 or a 65-inch LG B5 OLED for $450 more? We've talked about these two TVs a lot, so I won't go all the way into that, but to keep it simple, if you want the best picture quality and don't need a super bright TV, go for the LG B5. It is beautiful and hands down has the superior HDR image. You will love it for movies and shows and gaming and anything in an HDR format. But if you do need a little more brightness, specifically SDR brightness for basic programming or sports or things not in HDR, the QM6K is gonna be a good bit brighter. Honestly though, if I were you, I'd look at the 65-inch QM7K instead of the 75-inch QM6K. The 7K offers better black levels for more contrast, which also makes it a better performer in HDR. To me, that would be worth the slightly smaller size. Outside of the TVs themselves, if you don't have a soundbar or speaker setup and have room for one, I'd also say factor that into your decision. If you can save money going with one of those TCL models instead of the LG OLED, and then use that extra cash to elevate the viewing experience with some solid audio gear, it's worth it. I know, I'm spoiled, but I can never go back to not having at least a soundbar with some extra punch when I'm watching movies. That's it for this week, guys. Your questions are appreciated as always. So is your support for the channel by dropping a like if you found this video helpful and subscribing for future episodes. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.